What do you say to someone who's dying? Most people panic when they're faced with that moment, not because they don't care, but because the stakes feel impossibly high. You know this might be one of the last conversations you ever have with them, and suddenly every word feels dangerous. After spending more than 20 years as a hospital chaplain, sitting beside thousands of people in their final days, I learned something most of us are never taught. The problem isn't that people say nothing. The problem is that they say the wrong things for the wrong reasons. We try to make the moment less painful. We try to offer comfort, but what we're often really doing is trying to escape our own discomfort. So we say things like, everything happens for a reason, or at least you lived a good life, or you'll be okay, just stay positive. Sometimes we even say, I know exactly how you feel. Those phrases sound kind, but to someone who is dying, they can feel dismissive. They minimize fear. They close the door to honesty, and they quietly send the message that their reality is too heavy for you to face. Here's the truth most people don't realize. Dying people don't need encouragement. They don't need philosophy. And they definitely don't need to be fixed. What they need is presence. They need someone who is willing to sit with them in the truth of what's happening without correcting it, softening it, or rushing past it. So instead of reaching for the right words, try something simpler. Say, I'm here with you. Say, you don't have to go through this alone. Say, what's been on your mind lately? Or even, I don't know what to say, but I want to be here. Those words don't solve anything, and that's exactly why they work. Over the years, I followed a quiet framework. Not a script, not a checklist, just a way of showing up when time was short. First, show up fully. Sit down, slow your body. Let silence exist. Your presence matters more than your voice. Second, listen more than you speak. Let them lead. If they want to talk about fear, don't redirect it. If they want to talk about memories, follow them there. Third, acknowledge reality. Avoid pretending everything is fine. Saying, this is really hard, can be deeply relieving to someone who feels unseen. Fourth, ask what they need without assuming. Sometimes they want reassurance. Sometimes they want quiet. Sometimes they just want someone to hold their hand. And finally, remind them they mattered. Tell them how they shaped your life. Share a memory. Let them hear the impact they had while they're still here to receive it. I once sat with a patient who said, everyone keeps telling me I'm going to beat this. You're the first person who asked me if I'm scared. Then they said, thank you for letting me be honest. That's what presence does. At the end of life, people don't measure their worth by accomplishments or titles. They measure it by connection, which is why the most powerful thing you can say to someone who's dying is this: thank you for the impact you've had on my life. Because in the end, what matters most is knowing we mattered. If this message stayed with you, I want to invite you to pause for a moment before moving on. Think of someone in your life who may be carrying something heavy right now: grief, fear, uncertainty, or simply silence. Your challenge is this: reach out to them without trying to fix anything. No advice, no reassurance, just presence. A message that says, I'm here, or you don't have to go through this alone. If this video helped you rethink what it means to show up, consider sharing it with someone who may be facing a difficult goodbye, or someone who wants to support a loved one but doesn't know how. And if you feel comfortable, leave a comment with one word that describes what presence means to you.